like you said, because a lot of people right now are claiming to be depressed or actually are depressed, whatever. But it's like, oh, this movie relates to everybody.
It's oversaturated.
If Thor's depressed too, it's like, no, Thor doesn't get depressed. He's the fucking the ruler of Asgard.
Or when he does, it makes
Thunder.
sense. Like
when his brother dies, you know what I mean? Yeah, and his dad dies when he loses a big fight,
like when in Spider-Man.
But he loses.
No Way Home makes sense.
But he loses the fight because he's depressed, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
That like he's a sad sack, and that's why he's not. I like when it's like Gore should have just beat him on his morals. He's just, you know what I mean? At that moment, he was better than him, and Thor had to get to work, train, and then go beat him. Come up with a better plan instead of saying like, oh, I lost because I wasn't paying attention, and you know what I mean? I just wasn't myself because I was sad. I was distracted, and it's like, I don't know. Like, it's not hitting, and it's not just me. These movies aren't hitting. Like, and it's not just me making up. Like I said, that is kind of my opinion. Maybe that's not the reason everybody didn't like it, but that's how I feel.
No, I will say the emotional impact that Marvel movies have had recently have not been hitting, because the last one I
they're
can
too
think
emotional. I think they're overly emotional, so it's like there's nothing to connect to.
No Way Home was perfect.
Yeah.
In the sense of emotional gripping. I think I can harp on it a little bit more nowadays. With some cons I have. I love the movie so much. It was great. But the emotional strength, like we saw Peter, we saw Aunt May die. We said spoilers, so so we saw Aunt May.
You haven't seen No Way Home.
Yeah, fuck off. Like, get off this
2 years.
Yeah, get out. Clock out. But yeah, we saw Aunt May die, and we saw like he was sitting there, but then there was a moment where he's like, all right, I can't just sit here all depressed and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we had the other Spider-Man come and say, hey, we've been through, and that's I'm not a big Marvel guy, but I know Spider-Man's like, that's a traditional thing. This man gets shit served on the planet from like every issue, every situation he gets in, and then he overcomes it. Like, that's such a traditional thing, and that makes no sense to me thinking about it now. Looking back is like, how do you do that? And then Doctor Strange kind of has a similar thing, but he gets through it. But we haven't seen anything recently. Is like, it just been, I would say, substanceless depression. Like, we need a backing. Like I said again, I shouldn't. I will compare with like the Dark Knight. Rachel died.
They're trying,
stuff like that. But
they're trying.
It's not hard, but they're overcomplicating.
Yeah, it's because like I said, I think we're burnt out from the sadness because the whole movie's sad.
Yeah.
So like we can't really get into like, could we really be sad that Shuri's mom died? The whole first 2 hours of Black Panther is about sadness.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like by the time somebody does die, it's like, I'm tired of people dying and being.
Look, I'm already crying,
I'm tired of being sad in this movie. Like,
superheroes are supposed to be inspiring.
Yes, they're like like I said, they should be the shining lights that we go to. It's like these last few Marvel movies have just been like sad movies where they're moping around. And again, we understand they're trying to pay homage to Chadwick Boseman. I'm sure the cast was sad, the world was sad, but he had his funeral in real life. He got, like, people honor him. He got his honor. Like, even Black Panther was a huge movie. He will never be forgotten.
No, ever.
Never. And like I said, there's so many iconic memes and things like that. I think that like they didn't have to make the whole movie about grieving.
And they didn't have
loss.
To not replace him. You can replace him.
You can replace. Yes, you can replace this. Christopher Reeves got replaced. I mean, is Chadwick Boseman bigger than Christopher Reeves? Like, no. Like, or any of the Batman. All the Batmans got replaced. Like, come on now. Like, Batman, Superman can replace. Fucking Chadwick Boseman can be replaced. Yeah. It's like, it's sad he died. And like I said, I was truly sad.
And I think the way they honored him was great from the start. Have a good funeral. And then it kind of plays into it, but it eventually flies.
They honor
away.
him at Disney World. They honor him on this channel. Like I said, he's going to be remembered forever. And then we all appreciate what he did. But Chadwick Boseman died. The Black Panther did not die. That story does not die. It's forever. It's a story. That means it lasts forever. And like to kill him off, I thought was. I don't think it was a smart move.
I say, and because I know we'll probably you'll see our TikToks and clips of this because people are going to comment that we hate Chadwick Boseman. I guarantee it. Go on our TikTok, follow right now because you're going to see that shit. But the point, what Sean's saying, just in case you guys are like, oh, he's saying mean stuff. No, what he's saying is, yes, we need to honor him. But the best way to honor him is making sure we
carry on the torch of Black Panther. It's not. I don't think it's honoring him by killing, like, oh, he died in real life. We're never going to do it again. Like, I don't think that's honoring him. No. I just thought, like, they should have CGI. Like, if you wanted to keep it T'Challa, CGI him in this movie. Maybe he's in his, you know what I mean? And people would have understood. People weren't going to be like, oh, T'Challa wasn't even in the movie.
There would have been, but it would have faded.
Exactly. But they would have been like, fine. And then, like, set up his son, and then the next, like, him.
It could have been a teenage son, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
A child, which makes no sense.
Like, or 10 or something, or like, or like, and then at the end of the movie, you say, you know what I mean, you do a little CGI scene where like, oh, you're going to be the Black Panther next. And then the next time we see it, you know, wait 5 years before you do another movie, and then you bam, they do it. But I didn't like that they killed the Black Panther off. Like, and especially not in a, like, on the screen. Like, shit, at least you're going to do it. The Black Panther, like I said, he was a warrior. He wanted to die in battle. Like, so I thought it was, I get, like I said, they're paying homage.
It wasn't impossible. We said that in our review. It was such a huge. They were in
a tough spot, but I think sometimes I understand you want to pay homage to.
But I agree,
Chadwick Boseman, but I think you also have to honor like the role, because that's why Chadwick Boseman embodied it. That's why people loved him so much. And I think the biggest honor would be to carry it on, and then, like I said, make sure we don't forget him. You know what I mean? 10 years and you do the anniversary. Remember, he was the first Black Panther. Like I said, I don't think he'll ever be forgotten. That movie was such a cultural thing.
Yeah. It was so big.
It was such a big movie. It's like he's never going to be forgotten.
No, never.
You didn't have to. I don't want to use the word waste, but just make the whole movie about that. I just think that.